Yo, welcome back to the Nerds with Glasses podcast. I am your host, Knowledge.
And I'm Javi. If you guys don't know us, we're going to be giving you our favorite news of this week. And there's something I was kind of surprised I was excited for. Like, I wasn't super excited for when I heard about it before. But after seeing it, I was just like kind of blown away. And it's the Advanced Warfare multiplayer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt the same way.
Yeah, I haven't been excited for a Call of Duty title since Modern Warfare 3, and Modern Warfare 3 was disappointing. But I was still excited leading up to it.
You bought the game. You bought Black Ops 2. You bought the games after that. You bought Ghost, but you weren't excited about it.
Yeah. Like I wasn't excited for Black Ops 2. I ended up loving Black Ops 2, but I wasn't excited.
Right.
I was so unexcited for Ghost, and for good reason. And then I bought it, but I sold it back
immediately. 5 minutes, and it was done.
I was like, "You gave me the wrong game." I went back to GameStop and threw it in their face. This is the wrong fucking game.
I'm sorry, sir, but this is what Infinity Ward gave us.
This is bullshit. No, but yeah, so if you guys didn't know, August 11th was the worldwide multiplayer reveal, and they did it at Gamescom, which is a yearly convention that they have in Germany for video games, kind of like E3. So it's one of the bigger ones.
It's just like all those. There's a bunch of conventions.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the bigger ones, right up there with like Tokyo Game Show, right below E3. E3 is obviously the biggest one, but I wasn't excited. I admittedly play Call of Duty all the time.
Too much sometimes.
Yeah, I love Black Ops 2, admittedly. And I don't know, I just wasn't excited. But after I saw it, there was definitely a lot of stuff that looked like bullshit to me.
Yes,
but at the same time, I love playing league play and stuff. So I was excited. I was like, oh, they're gonna ban that. I don't have to worry about that.
It's definitely gonna be one of those things where you're gonna be playing the competitive and the the least amount of bullshit, which in the beginning, there's going to be bullshit anyways. They're going to patch that, or not patch that out, but balance that out for the what I'm hoping is going to be similar to League Play, because that's what it sounded like.
Well, yeah, and then they said they're going to have ranked playlists. To me, obviously, I was honestly if you guys watched the announcement, it was kind of really awkward and boring. You could tell that the two guys, Michael Gondry, and I forgot the other guy's name, but they're both the main heads at Sledgehammer, and they're kind of nervous, and they were making all these awkward jokes about how the other one sucked at Call of Duty, and it was just nobody was laughing in the crowd, so it was just all right, guys, the first 5 jokes didn't work, just stop now. And I was just in my bed watching, and I was just wake me up when they announce League Play, but they really hit it at the end. They were we're bringing Hardpoint back, we're bringing CTF back,
finally.
We're bringing ranked playlists.
I don't understand what they took out. Ranked playlists, okay. I can understand. Maybe you don't want that, but Hardpoint and Capture the Flag. Why would you have taken that out in the first place?
I can understand. Hardpoint is my favorite game type in Black Ops 2. It's really fun and intense.
King of the Hill. I
can understand why they take it out. It was the first time they had it in Call of Duty. CTF, on the other hand, is probably the oldest. When you think of the original shooter, it's every shooter since fucking Wolfenstein. You have to have some form of team deathmatch and some form of capture the flag. It's dude, that's the standard. I don't understand how Ghost didn't have capture the flag.
And they tried to replace it. As I did like watching Blitz, but it was definitely not the same.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I'm not gonna say at all, but it was too easy to score a point in my opinion.
But anyways, talking about the trailer, the first thing that right off the bat, I was just honestly, when I was watching, I was is this Elysium? Did they join up because of the
exoskeleton?
Yeah. Is literally paraphrased or stolen from Elysium. It looks like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks. At first, I was what is this? Why?
And I never saw that movie, but I saw the trailer, so I know exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, even we have your desktop that. Character just he looks like Matt Damon. I'm that one scene where he's picking up the gun.
Yeah.
But I was very curious to see how they were going to implement that into the actual gameplay, and it's like they're mixing like a little bit of the Halo, what's it called? What are the armor abilities?
Yeah.
With the kill time of Call of Duty, which I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
But it's at the very least it has me excited just because it's something new. It's not new to shooters.
No.
But like, it's dude. There's so many shooters. It's hard to make anything new.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, to me, it's always like how you mix things, all these things together. Yeah. What I mean is, like, I always make sports analogies, guys. So I'm gonna go back to sports. Michael Jordan.
You always use Michael Jordan.
I'm just saying, Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time. Kobe's number 2. Michael Jordan has one original move, and that's the fadeaway jumper. That's Michael Jordan's move. Every other move that he has in his arsenal, he stole. And I'm gonna use the word stole. You can say borrowed, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not trying to say it in a bad way. Stole. Yeah,
it's
like he just straight out stole. I mean, it sounds bad, but that's what happened.
I mean, but like if you're gonna be a great player,
you have to.
That's what you do. You steal moves from other players. Kobe stole all of Jordan's moves. Jordan stole all of Dr. J's moves. It's a cycle that goes on. And so for everybody, all these critics who always just like, oh, it's the same thing every year. It's like, dude, it's not the same thing every year. Battlefield 4 is the same thing as Battlefield 3. Halo 3 was kind of like the same thing as Halo 2. But ever since then, they've been like changing shit every time, and for the worse, because you motherfuckers want them to change shit. Yeah, and when it's not broken, they should just keep it.
It's one of those things like, honestly, I think like the shooters, I don't know what more you can want from a Twitch shooter like Call of Duty.
Yeah, you like, can't change it anymore. Like,
I don't know what, I mean, the exoskeleton doesn't seem like, actually, like I was looking at it, I was like, oh god, this is gonna ruin it, it's gonna be stupid. Like,
yeah,
you know, because from the worldwide release of the playthrough, not the multiplayer, I was like, I hope they don't transfer any of this like crazy stupid shit, because Black Ops had crazy stupid shit in the campaign that didn't really transfer over.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then this game is just like, it looked like, you know, like similar to style of Black Ops 2 with the future and advanced stuff, and it's like, god, I hope they don't have anything of that. But I mean, honestly, I found that ninja kill was.
Oh yeah, and if you guys don't know what a ninja kill is, that originated in Halo, the term where somebody is running behind you, and you know that, so you time it so that you jump as they run by you, and then you assassinate them from the back.
I mean, you know, it's not a melee in Call of Duty. They didn't do a melee, but that was as close to a ninja as you're gonna get.
Yeah, it was sick, dude.
Like, just that, there was another spot where he jumped through the glass, shot the glass, shot the guy. I was just like, dude, like, I don't care if this game sucks. I know I'm gonna have fun, at least for a little bit. Because of the shit you can do.
No, dude, like, and it's cool. They're actually making the trailers really good now, where like the guy goes off like for 4 or 5 kills.
Yeah, it might be bots, but
yeah, you know, like before they used to show like 1 kill, and then they'll show like another gun.
They're like a sniper, and then like, you know, like a really weak montage.
It looked good. It looked exciting. I don't know. Ghost looked stupid. Ghost was stupid. Yeah, so I don't know what to expect. All I know is that I'm pumped up to try it. That's all. You know, that's as much as I can say about it.
That's what a trailer needs to do. That's all it needs to do.
There you go.
Doesn't matter if the game sucks. The point of the trailer is to look good.
Yeah, exactly. And one more point about this being the same thing. I just come from a different mentality. I don't like, people want them to keep changing stuff. The game of basketball, the game of baseball has been the same for 100 years. I don't hear people crying that why don't they change baseball?
And they do change things over time. It's just
slowly incremental.
It's like the thing is like, it's things casual people like I mentioned this before with fighting games.
Yeah.
There's so many changes. It's not the same thing. It looks similar, it plays similar, but there's so many little intricate things that they did that a skilled person, like, that's the thing about these games. No matter what you say about them, they take skill.
Yeah.
To do some of this stuff, you can't just jump on and be like, oh, I'm gonna beat this other person. No, if they know what they're doing, you're not gonna win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're equal skill, that's completely different. But it's these games are the amount of skill that it actually takes. Maybe sometimes it doesn't take. You know, like sometimes the curve isn't huge, but there's still a curve. There's still that bump that you have to hit over before you get to the other side.
Yeah, and hopefully the curve is going to be pretty big. Like the bigger the curve, the better for me. Because like I just want to get better at the game.
Yeah, man. The thing that always hurts Call of Duty's curve is the kill time.
Yeah,
it looks the same, but who knows? I mean,
yeah, it looked like you kill people really fast, which is really discouraging on that part. Cause like
it looked faster than slower than Ghost, but faster than Black Ops 2.
Because that's the worst thing about Ghost. You just die, so you can't do anything in Ghost. Like you peek.
It's like
you can't peek a door, you'll get your head blown off by one bullet. Like
it's like the definition of a twitch. Like it's literally like just. Looking, you're dead. Like that's it.
It's ridiculous, dude.
Just aim in the general direction and they're gone.
But yeah, dude, guys, please stop expecting them to change so much. Change is good and fun and refreshing, but when you have like a great engine like Modern Warfare 1, like they just they changed it to the point that they broke it. The same thing with Halo 2. They had such a great engine. They retreaded for Halo 3. It was still a good game. And then people just kept crying.
Why can't we be like these sports people that like their game with a little bit of change? Like, why can't we be like that?
Yeah, like, dude, like they don't change anything in sports. They change little tiny rules that do make a difference. Yeah. They make it like here's another sport. Before we move on to the next topic, here's another sports analogy for you guys who like sports. Back in the 1990s, basketball players got really fucking good. Like. You kind of feel like they've always been good, but the game keeps evolving. Players get more athletic. In the 90s, they got so good, like even the worst player would be better than any player from the 1950s, you know, just because the game had evolved so much. They had learned so much. Their defense was insane that like the teams were scoring really low scores. It was like 80s and 90s. So in the early 2000s, they implemented some rule changes where you couldn't hand check people anymore. Before, the defenders, they could hand check you while you're dribbling to kind of slow your momentum or throw you off. You couldn't do
touch their hand at all.
Yeah, you couldn't do that anymore in the early 2000s. And then there was a big offensive boom by like the Phoenix Suns, Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, and the Dallas Mavericks. Like the scoring went from 80 points a game, 90 to like 100. Yeah, so like that little rule, it seems like nobody, if you're just a casual person, you're like, well, they're scoring better now, you know, like, but that rule completely changed how the whole...
I wonder how many defensive people, like, you know, like these guys that were defensive monsters, just like, they're gone. Like, that was their arsenal, you know what I mean? Like, some people, that's what they have. Like, they have, not that they don't have a lot, but like, that's their main thing.
They specialize in something,
Yeah, and imagine it's just like, he can't do that anymore. He's out of a job pretty much if he doesn't have anything else.
And that translates into games. Like, so people wanted to change things. All right, we'll take the BR away from Halo and we'll put the DMR. Now all these people who are gods with the fucking BR because they were able to lead their shot and time it from long distance, where now with the DMR everybody could just shoot long distance because it was a one shot. So like completely changed the whole
that was
the whole
a
game.
Crazy thing for me because like you have to be extremely accurate with the BR.
Yeah.
Like
extremely.
Every shot counted for that.
Yeah.
What was it? 3 shots in the head?
Yeah. Like you had to kill somebody. You had to shoot them 4 times. 3 times in the body, 1 in the head.
Oh, okay.
You know, everybody went for headshots, but you really.
But it was the more general was body shots.
Basically you need 3 body shots to take their shields down. Once their shields are down, you hit them with 1 headshot and they're dead.
Yeah, but that's also if you're leading them and all your bullets connect.
Yeah, exactly. All your bullets have to connect. So like, you have to anticipate where the other player would move, because if you try to aim it straight for their head and they're moving, you're only gonna connect with like 1 bullet instead of all 3. Really technical stuff but if you guys who play like Halo intensely, you understand what I'm saying. Point being, they changed these things, and I'm not against change, but like sometimes they try to change things just for the sake of changing them, And Advanced Warfare looks like they changed a lot of things.
Yeah,
but at this,
movement is such an important core to just games in general.
Yeah,
that they changed it. It's gonna be like, are people gonna be able to adjust to this?
Yeah,
quickly. Like, how quickly will people be able to adjust?
Exactly. It's gonna be a way different game than I think it's gonna be like the most different Call of Duty game you've ever played. And like I said, I don't think that's a bad thing because the game actually looks good. But at the same time, they've been doing that, and it's a lot of hit or misses. Like,
yeah, I mean, they have this 3 publisher yearly cycle, which is technically 3 years per, or 2 years per developer.
3 years now it's 3 years in development. But I'm just saying, like, they just keep changing stuff, and like some of it hits. Like, hopefully, Advanced Warfare hits with all the changes they made. But it could very well be a big ass miss, and all this stuff is stupid and OP and
fucking.
And
then that will just leave the door open for Halo as long as it doesn't fuck up.
No, that's fine with me. But anyways, back to Gamescom. PS4 and Xbox both had conferences just like E3, the same kind of thing. I watched the PS4 one, and they focused again a lot on indies.
Yeah, and
I think that's cool. I think that's really good.
It's good for indie games, definitely.
It is really good for indie games, and don't believe the hype. Xbox is not that far behind from PS4. Like I've been hearing, what did we hear the other day? Like that the PS4 has outsold the Xbox 3-1. That's completely untrue, guys. Like whoever that's been going around, that is not true. PS4 has outsold the Xbox
for sure.
PS4 has sold about 10 million consoles. Xbox, there's not an official recent number, but the last official number was 5 million in March or April. Was like 3 months ago. Like, they've definitely sold more, especially they had a big boom with Titanfall. So like, don't believe the hype, guy. If you're a PS fanboy, I'm just presenting this question. Is it good that they're focusing a lot on indie games for their overall business? It's obviously good for indie games. That's unquestionable. But what do you think? Do you think it's good for them or bad for them? Or is nothing, neutral?
For me, I think it's extremely good. Because I love just indie in general. You know, these $5, $10, $15 games, even sometimes more expensive, but that you can just buy. And for most part, there's some bad ones, but for the most part, the replayability on these games is crazy.
Yeah, really high.
Yeah, and they're usually pretty well made. It's just they're really good, and for the most part, consoles were kind of like they're opening the gates a little bit, but it's like they fully opened the floodgate. Yeah. And now they're letting everything go through, and I think it's good, but I think it's a really good thing if they had games in the first place, like big AAA games in the first place. Yeah. Because I don't care about Rise, I don't care about Infamous, I don't even care about what was it? The Shadowfall, Killzone.
The only real big ones out there for PlayStation right now is Killzone, Knack, and Infamous.
Yeah, and not counting Last of Us, because
Last of Us. Yeah, you can count Last of Us, I guess, but it's remastered from last year.
And then Xbox had
Rise, Dead Rising, Titanfall.
2 of those games.
Forza.
Yeah. 2 of those games I was I wanted to play it, but for the most part, I wasn't like, I'm gonna go buy the system. Yeah. And indie games, I don't think are gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a PS4 to play indie games. Yeah. That part doesn't compute. If they had games already and I had a PS4 already, that'd be a completely different story. I'm like, yes, that's great for them. Yeah. But I don't have a PS4 and I'm not gonna buy them just for indie games. Yeah. When I can probably just play on the PC anyways.
Yeah. See, that was my thought process, because I think it's great. I love indie games. I love what they stand for. I don't play them that much. I'm not gonna lie and say I do, but I do appreciate game developers. Anybody who does their own thing, like, I have mad respect for them.
Documentary for the indie movie documentary.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah. Especially most of these teams were like 2 people, 1 person. Yeah. And it's just like, dude, these games are like, imagine these games coming out with just those 2 people, like when Nintendo, those games would be like
they'd be
Mario.
Yeah.
They would be Mario status almost. I would feel.
Yeah, people would be mind blown by the quality. Also, obviously, they have better technology to work with.
But
so,
I'm just saying, like in general,
and yeah, but I think it stands for a lot of good things, and I really like that PlayStation has embraced it. But I think that it's a dangerous water to tread right now because they've been pushing back all these AAA games.
But pushing indie games, which, like I said, like if you had the games at least coming out more recently, I would be like, yeah, that's completely cool. Like, people are gonna be buying your system anyways, but I highly doubt people are gonna be buying them unless they're completely. Actually, even if they were completely, you know, console exclusive, I don't think people would go out and buy them for the indie games.
No,
$400 system.
No, indie games is definitely just like a cherry on top for people.
Yeah,
like
PC has, you know, Euphoria fucking games plus indie games.
Yeah,
you know, like it has everything.
Yeah. Right. So my thing is, I was hearing people saying like, "Oh, they did so good, great thing that they focus on the indie games." And like I said, yeah, I think overall, I think that if you're a Sony fan, you should be excited, but kind of like, where the fuck is, you know, where's Resistance, Fall of Man? Where's, you know, where is God of War? where are these? Where's Ratchet and Clank? Like,
the movie's coming out.
Yeah, like where are these games? Like Uncharted is coming out next year, and like, bro, I would bet money is gonna get pushed back. Like, I'll bet money. Like, I'll bet money it'll get pushed back.
There's no way these games that got pushed back aren't gonna affect other games.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm kind of like, where are all these games? And like, to be honest, you can say the same thing for Xbox. Like, I'm not saying that you can't, but they do have right now they have a couple more exclusives out there that are kind of like, okay, yeah, Forza is a great game. You know, Dead Rising 3 is a pretty good game.
Arcade.
Yeah, like it's a pretty good game.
It's very much one of those fun games. Like.
Yeah. And then you know, Sunset Overdrive is set to be, I think, going to be a big game.
Yeah, if they push that back, I think Xbox is gonna have.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's getting pushed back.
No,
at all.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if for some reason, God forbid, that game gets pushed back, they're gonna be in the same boat as PlayStation.
And then obviously Master Chief Edition, which is not this. If it was Halo 5, it'd be even a bigger thing. But I think even that's gonna have quite an impact. So I don't know. I'm just saying, if you're a real big Sony fan, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I think that it's good that they're focusing on indie games, but they really need to start bringing out this other shit right now. Like,
or at least tell us that they're not, like, for sure. Tell us that we don't have anything right now.
Yeah.
We will have it. You know, like, because they're not really. They're like, oh, we're trying to, like, we're gonna have it, and then but there's some stuff that we need to look through first, you know, something like that. Just like they're trying to beat up around the bush a lot.
Yeah,
it's like both of them.
And it's not like Microsoft, because Microsoft focused on their AAA games during Gamescom. That's the thing. Like, they focus more on like their big games because they know that's what generates excitement. Once you buy the console, then you'll buy a bunch of other shit. And then the thing about Microsoft is that, you know, they're willing to spend.
Yeah.
They're willing to, like, fucking buy out franchises.
Yeah.
Which brings us to this next topic,
which is Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
This has been like kind of a mini. I'm laughing the whole way through. This is funny to me. So this has become a little mini controversy. At the end of the show, they show off Rise of the Tomb Raider, right? And at the end, they say, this is during the Microsoft conference, they're like, and you can play Rise of the Tomb Raider exclusively on Xbox holiday 2015. There was gasp.
Oh, no. How dare they spend money to get a game?
Yeah, and like the thing is, first of all, we come to find out later that it's a timed exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it was a kind of the wording was definitely like, but to be honest, when I heard it's like a exclusively holiday, like that's when it's gonna be theirs. It doesn't mean that.
That's a clue right there.
Yeah, like it's not like coming exclusively to, like, if it was exclusive to the Xbox, they would just say exclusive to the Xbox, and then, like, I don't know,
coming exclusively to the Xbox. Yeah. And like this was my art, because people are like really like crying, like, oh, they're so betrayed by fucking Square Enix and Microsoft. But here's my argument: it's like, what the fuck did you expect them to say? You think the Microsoft people are gonna stand up there and say, coming exclusively holiday 2015, but if you want to wait 6 months, you can get it on the PS4.
On our competitors.
Yeah, like, if anything, you should be mad at Square Enix for accepting the money. I'm not mad at Microsoft for offering the money. I'm mad at Square Enix for accepting.
I'm not even mad. I'm not even
take
mad
the money.
Yeah,
and that means they offered them a lot of money. And if anything, who you should be mad
Sony,
at?
You should have put more money.
Yeah, you should be mad at Sony for not offering.
They have Destiny already, like.
Okay, and that's the other thing. It seems like I don't understand this bias because I say this. I don't understand how No Man's Sky is a timed exclusive for PS4, yet there wasn't fucking 10,000 fucking YouTube videos about people crying about what the fuck Microsoft is doing. Like, Microsoft is an evil corporation. Yeah, I know that. Like,
but they're all evil.
They're corporation. Corporation means evil. Google is
rearrange the
evil.
letters.
If you rearrange the letters in corporation, it will spell out evil. Try it. Like,
I dare you to prove us otherwise.
Yeah, like, I don't understand why the fuck people are mad at Microsoft for this.
Like,
dude, if anything, because they're like, I'm never gonna trust Microsoft now. I was like, dude, that makes me happy that I'm an Xbox owner, because that means my company is willing to spend extra money so I get to play games before my friends who have a PS4. And I'm not even tripping because you guys know we own all the consoles because we have to for our channel. That's part of the whole thing about the channel. You know, like, I'm not throwing it out there just being like, just like, we own them. What can I say? You know, I don't really care. So I understand what somebody who owns a PlayStation can feel betrayed. Yeah. But if you're gonna feel betrayed, there's only one person that you can be betrayed by.
That didn't, whether they spent their money somewhere else already, or they didn't want to spend the money. Like, Tomb Raiders, especially the old ones, you know, they're good for their time. Yeah. But this one was really
it was really good. It was really good, dude. I expect this one to be.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
Yeah, and then they were talking about, and the worst thing is like 2 days before Gamescom, they're like hyping it up. They're like, we're using this brand new form of motion capture that's gonna completely revolutionize. This is like what Avatar did to fucking 3D, where like they're like, people were just like licking their lips about just like how beautiful Lara Croft is gonna look, and like, but if you're gonna feel mad at anybody, you're gonna be mad at Square Enix. If you really feel the need to be mad, then you need to be mad at Square Enix, because they're the ones who accepted the money and basically spit on all their Sony fans and PC fans.
And also haven't come out with Kingdom Hearts 3 and
yeah, I mean, and that's yeah, they've been obviously like they're look, I don't know how much Microsoft offered them, but I imagine it had to be in the tens of millions, and who knows. Plus, I was also hearing that Tomb Raider sold way better on the 360 than it did on the PS3.
That would make, I mean, that makes, maybe they didn't even get offered money. They're like, dude, you sold better, so.
I mean, like, obviously they got offered money for a timed exclusive. For the if you're a consumer, I think overall you have a kind of a right to be accepted at Square Enix, just because like it wasn't an exclusive before and it is now. So I think you can be upset at that because you let's say you're a huge Tomb Raider fan and you played Tomb Raider on the PS3. It's fair to expect that you're gonna get to play it on the PS4. Yeah. So I understand that, but don't be mad at Microsoft. You be mad at Microsoft for every other thing that they've done, but don't
get mad
cry on YouTube
trying to get their fans.
Yeah, don't get mad at them trying to buy exclusive for their clientele. That what? What?
Yeah,
no.
It's funny because this would be the exact same thing the other way around.
Yeah,
but maybe not as bad because Square Enix has a better bond with Sony.
Yeah,
they've had a better bond with Sony.
Or maybe they haven't. Maybe that's why they stopped. You know, because all this Final Fantasy used to be an exclusive. You know, like there's a reason. there's a reason that Final Fantasy was an exclusive for the PlayStation, and they decided that that wasn't good enough for them. They weren't selling enough on the PlayStation, and I mean, I don't know all the logistics behind it.
But maybe it's just they wanted to get. I mean, because since Square Enix is not necessarily established, but it is kind of like they're associated with Sony a lot.
Yeah, no, and I agree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So maybe that's why maybe they made the decision to go. Maybe it was money also, but maybe they like thought to themselves, maybe it's their decision like we should try to get both people. I mean, we already kind of have the Sony people on us. Let's make sure we can get all the Xbox, all the Microsoft people. On us.
So maybe trying to forge like a new great relationship with fucking I mean, I just don't get it, dude. Like, I don't understand where all that anger. There's like it's a big controversy on Twitter, and that's why I kind of stay away from Twitter and when like shit, because it's just funny. It's funny. I like reading the stuff where people are just like it's just so fucking insulted.
Like their heart was ripped out.
Yeah, they like Microsoft personally.
They have to wait 6 months or whatever it is.
Yeah, but timed exclusive, as we said. Same thing happened with No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is an exclusive for PS4, timed exclusive. There is nobody crying about that.
Honestly, it's probably also it's not as well as an established. Yeah, no one knows what it is. I mean, I don't know what it is. It looks awesome. Yeah, but I don't know what it is.
But like if anything, you felt good for those guys, the makers. Yeah, and you're like, oh,
he was
cool.
Kind of awkward on stage.
Yeah,
he was like,
no, he was awesome. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
like he was like awkwardly awesome. You know, like he wasn't like the two guys for Sledgehammer.
No, he wasn't like the Sledgehammer guys.
But you could tell like he was a little bit nervous. Yeah, he was. But that was cool.
But like the whole point is like, like when you found out it was a timed exclusive, I was like, that's cool, bro. He probably got a bag of money. Like I was happy. Yeah, I was like, dude, that guy's sleeping in money right now. Good for him. Like, good for him to take the money.
And then he's gonna become a corporation. And everyone's gonna hate him.
Yeah, it's a cycle of life. What is Google's fucking mantra is don't be evil or something like that. And then they completely flipped on their own thing.
Yeah. All right, but speaking of No Man's Sky and thing, I recently read that apparently by their randomly generated worlds thing, whatever their program they're using, it's gonna take 6 billion years to explore every planet if you're on a planet for 4 seconds.
I don't get it, dude.
I mean, the game looks awesome and I'm gonna buy it.
Dude, I don't understand No Man's Sky. It looks so good. All I know is that it fucking instills this feeling of awe and wonder.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna be like, the saying, big, small fish in a big pond. That's what this game is gonna make everyone feel like.
Yeah.
Like, it would kind of suck, but I would kind of really like it if you have to find your friends, if you can't just like teleport to them. Like, it would be kind of weird, but I think that would be like,
and search through 6 billion years. It will take you 6 billion years to explore. Like, I can't even fathom that number. Like, I don't understand.
For 4 seconds, can you imagine? Yeah. You would get there and be in the menu to teleport yourself out already, and that's already 4 seconds.
I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know how they did that. How this team of 3, now 15 people, did that. But like,
I'm buying it.
Yeah, like like I said, I respect anybody who's dedicated and hustles. Like, I'm one of those people. Like, when I go to the gas station out here where I live, there's a lot of like dudes who are selling their CDs, their mixtapes and shit. And I've bought every time. If I have money in my pocket, if I have $5 in my pocket, 100% of the time I will buy that CD, and 100% of the time I will not listen to the CD. Like, like it's not that I was just like, I don't think it's gonna be good, but I respect you being out here and actually trying to sell it. Same thing with these guys. Like, I don't know if the game's gonna be good or not. I don't understand how it's gonna work, but like, you can tell that they've dedicated their fucking soul. Like, they sold their soul to this game. Like,
and it's crazy. people are probably gonna be like, I'm just imagining like I'm probably gonna be stuck on one planet the whole time I'm playing. Like,
yeah,
I can't imagine how long it would take to explore a planet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, if it takes 6 billion years to explore the whole game, every planet. How long does it take me to just? What if I just want to explore this one? Is it like an actual lifetime? You know what I mean?
Like, is it gonna be Is it so intricate? I don't know.
Is this gonna be like, you know? Are we putting our minds into this game? That's what it's gonna become.
That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. That guy, his mind is just that game. Like, he might just go crazy just thinking of the game. But hopefully it's really good. I have high hopes for the game. I'm definitely gonna get it. I don't care what the fuck. I don't care if the game gets terrible reviews.
Yeah.
They sold me. The people sold me. The game hasn't sold me. Like, but that's enough for me. I'll buy it just for that.
Yeah, I was sold by both, to be honest, just by the feel of the game.
Yeah.
Even though it didn't really show us much, like it just like I mean, because I'm gonna love like. Especially that look like, I think it was like a couple ships leaving the planet. I'm like, I can't wait to play with my friends. Like, you know what I mean? It's like when I remember playing Mario Party. It's like this wasn't a great game, but I was like, I can't wait to play with my friends.
Yeah. That's a perfect example, because that game's boring by yourself.
Yeah, it's horrible by yourself. But with friends, it's the greatest game of all time. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
the fucking days of fun.
And then
So recently, obviously, you guys know there's been a lot of remasters. They just announced Sleeping Dogs, which is kind of like an underrated.
I liked it.
It's not a classic, but it's an underrated game of last gen.
Because as you guys, I don't know if I mentioned this but I'm not a big GTA fan. I've never liked I guess that plane. I guess a bad guy. I don't know. I've just never liked it for GTA. But Sleeping Dogs is the exact same game, like gameplay.
Yeah.
But you know, you're an undercover cop, and you're in China or whatever. It's just, I liked it. It's like, especially like you get like finishing moves instead of like, you know, in GTA you just like punch people when you're running.
Yeah.
And this one you're like fucking snap their legs. I was like, whoa! I didn't even know what I was doing. But all these remasters are like very recent games.
Yeah, I mean we've talked before about what we think about remastered games, so we won't get into that. But just so you know, real quick, here's some of the games that have been remastered or are going to be. Tomb Raider was remastered, which came out last year.
Edition.
Last of Us was remastered, which came out last year. Sleeping Dogs, which came out 3 years ago almost. GTA 5
going to be remastered.
Comes out in October. Master Chief Edition, which is gonna be all 4 also, and
one game came out.
2012. So there's a bunch, and Metro Redux also is gonna do it to both games. So whatever. So we thought it was cool. I was thinking about if I could choose one game in the past 30 years since the beginning of gaming that could be remastered.
Something worth remastering.
Yeah, like what's worth? Like all these games are being remastered from like a year ago. I'm like, let's look back a little bit, guys. Like, so Javi, if you could remake one game, remaster it from any game you played in your life, what game would it be?
It was I don't think I even played the whole game. I think it was a demo game that came in one of those discs for the PlayStation. It was called Bouncer.
Bouncer?
Yeah, it was like this weird kind of like Tekken style action RPG, action game where it's like 3D.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun. The graphics were horrible if I'm not mistaken, but I would love to see that like remastered, rebuilt, like with better graphics, maybe a little bit better combat system.
Yeah.
But that game was fun. I would love to play that again on that.
Dude, I used to love those demo discs. Yeah. Like before you can like download them on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, like those demo discs, like I remember having a Dreamcast like Sonic.
Yeah,
and
you have to buy those demo discs too, right?
Sometimes it would come with the console, or sometimes they would come with a specific game. But yeah, those discs were actually like they give you like a level or something. They were fun.
They were fun.
Yeah, I mean when you're a kid, it's just like you just want to play.
Dude,
something.
I have 5 games on this disc.
So awesome.
It finishes in 5 minutes each one. It's 5 games.
So I have a long list.
Wait,
of games
we had multiple games. I thought we only had one.
No, I know, but I'll just give you one series that I want remastered, No, but we
entire Final Fantasy.
Yeah, like
from one to
remaster. No, when I tell you this game, you can see why it's just one. I want the Tony Hawk series, like 1 through 4, the ones that were like on Dreamcast and PlayStation. No, because that one was like GameCube. I wouldn't mind it, but like 1 through 4, like, oh man, if they could just redo those games with better graphics and kind of like add some of the. So I like the way they did like Master Chief Collection that they're doing. Like they're like, for example, Bumper Jumper is a control layout that you can use on Halo 3 and Halo 4, but you can't use it on Halo 2 and Halo 1. But on Master Chief Collection, you'll be able to use it on all.
Which is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Because so many people in Halo 2 use the claw. Like,
yeah, exactly. So like it's kind of changed things. Or for example, on Halo Master Chief Collection as well, they're gonna have a playlist where instead of just being one game, it's gonna be all 4 games. So you know when you choose a map to vote to skip, it's gonna say like Halo 2 on so and so.
That's cool.
So like I think it would be cool, perfect for Tony Hawk 1 through 4 because they're all pretty similar. They kept they're adding like cool, like they add the manual or the revert and stuff like that, like little tricks that made the game even better. So I think it would be cool if you added like all the stuff on Tony.
So you kind of want like the story to, or I guess whatever, to play out like as one fluid thing instead of like
exactly.
Games. That'd
be
cool.
And it'd be cool to be able to like fucking play on all those maps at one disc, you know, and have the better graphics. Yeah, you know.
Awesome.
So definitely, like that's one of my favorite series. It was funny because we were talking about earlier about how the pendulum swings. Like we're talking about how in shooters the pendulum swings from casual to then that's how it goes. I feel like the same thing with Tony Hawk. In a lot of series, it happens. It's like skating games went from
big time. There was a big boom of just skating. Like you know, Bam Margera and all the Jackass people were like huge.
Yeah,
and then
but
now you don't hear it. Like it's all different now.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that it started like this arcade style Tony Hawk type stuff, and then slowly people started not liking that and they wanted realistic stuff. So I think the pendulum swung now to realistic. Now I think it's about to gonna start. Like I think if they released the Tony Hawk now, I think it would honestly be successful again because kind of like you had Skate 1, 2, and 3, and you had other games that are similar to that, and it's kind of like they're all realistic.
Underground were more realistic than, or not more realistic, but you know they were in a different style than the arcade.
Yeah, I mean because those had a story, but they were still like crazy. You could do. Tricks that you could never do in real life.
You know what I mean? But they did make it like feel a little bit more natural, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit, and it definitely more than the first couple. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it'd be sick if they. I think the pendulum hopefully is gonna start swinging. So I'm hoping that might be in the books, like Tony Hawk Remastered. Let's get it done, Activision. Come on,
Mega Man back. The pendulum needs to swing back from Mega Man.
I think. Mega Man just like broke the pendulum. Like Mega Man's gone. They're not gonna make it.
I need more Battle Network. I need more of the old, you know, the X's and oh my god.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, they haven't made a Mega Man game in.
The last one I played was Mega Man's.
What year? Tell me the year.
I don't remember the year. It was a horrible game. I didn't like it.
Like what? Like 2005, 4?
Maybe 2006. I don't know.
All right, 2000. They haven't made a Mega Man game in 8 years.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like an iconic franchise. But that's what happens. Like I'm saying, like there's a moment in time where Tony Hawk. They release it every single year. It was never gonna go away. Everybody thought it was just
gonna be a
and like that's what happens. Like they just I don't know what happens. People lose interest, but
the pendulum falls.
Yeah, that's when the pendulum just breaks off the clock and it's just gone.
No one's been polishing it.
Yeah,
no one cleaned it. They were just going like, dude, this is gonna handle itself. We don't need to watch it.
Yeah,
just throw money at it and it'll be fine.
I miss Mega Man. But yeah, guys, let us know what game would you guys like to see remastered. The second game I would have chosen, I'm not gonna just describe. It would have been Pokemon. I would love them to make the original Pokemon in 3D form, like remastered as a 3D full RPG.
So, okay, so not like X and Y
style. No.
That's more like a Pokemon Coliseum, but better.
Yeah, like I feel like the Pokemon.
I mean, Coliseum.
The Pokemon ones are more like an HD upgrade. That's kind of like what all these definitive remastered editions are. They're just they're just upgrading the graphics. Right. They're not doing shit to them. You know, Halo, they're doing a little more shit to it. But like Tomb Raider, Last of Us, they didn't do shit to it. They just made the graphics.
Photo mode.
Yeah, photo mode. Yeah. They had a little shit, but like I want an 8-bit game remade. You know, in fucking full HD,
over the shoulder.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to see. But yeah, guys, let us know what games would you like to see remade. We'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. This has been Nerds with Glasses podcast. I'm your host, Knowledge.
And I'm Javi.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.